Welcome everybody to Fairway Media's production of ColumbiaCup Crushing at the Camp at Camp Taloali. This is Jesse Tomaino.
And Madison Tomaino.
Coming to you to watch round 2, part 1.
Here's a little recap of the great finish.
Chris Nelson's putt through the trees on 18 to finish round 1. Unbelievable. And Chris is going to be joined by Bryan Van Fleet, Terran Ferguson, and James Moore. Hole 1, 330 feet, dead straight, going through the fairway and moving into this tight protected green up here.
You really have to throw something straight. Hope to flip up flat and get a putt.
Let's see how these guys do.
Looks like first on the tee, Bryan Van Fleet from Salem, Oregon, one of our buddies. Can't tell what he's throwing, but it looks like a mid-range of some sort. He floats it up there very nice. Might leak a little bit. Yep, he should have a bit of an obstructed putt just outside the circle.
Pretty good. Next up is Terran Ferguson.
Throws that up the middle line. It's looking a little low. Stops a bit short, but gets a nice skip. He should have about a circle's edge putt.
Chris Nelson. That should get through about pin high.
Yep, gets stopped nicely there by some ferns. Little long, but he'll have a bit of a comebacker.
And James Moore.
I'm the fucking party, baby.
Seeing if he can match these guys.
Party town.
Maybe a bit high. He might get caught in some of those high branches. Yeah, that's a longer putt than he would hope.
Unlucky. Little high range, didn't want to party.
And we're golfing.
Terran rocking the Bob Caddy, one of my personal favorites. Here's James for 2. Looks like the wind pushed that down a bit, although we don't see much. It really looked like it fell out of the sky there. Bryan with that obstructed putt just from the right of the fairway. Good run.
Little roll after that.
Terran leaves it a bit low. Let's see if Chris can get the lone birdie on the card. And he does. Sneaks one in. Great birdie from Chris. The rest taking pars. I guess we hope. I might have spoke too soon, but I have confidence in these guys. Oh, uncharacteristic miss from Bryan. I had counted that one in from him.
Yeah, I have confidence in Bryan from that range too, but first putt of the day, first hole, on camera. You're allowed to leave one short. Get it back on the next one here. This is hole 2. This was flying from the short pad. We're playing from a longer pad tucked in to the right a little bit. Either way, it's 370 on a turnover that's got to miss these trees, ideally to the right of them, and crash in to this pin from the right.
The Anheuser line is certainly the most common line we see. We've got Christine off here taking that traditional route. There is also a Heiser line that I think we saw someone take last round.
Yeah, a little. Wow. Chris is up there almost pin high, a little bit to the right. Real
That
good looking
crushed her a
shot.
lot. That was fantastic.
Terran's got his turned over a little much.
Little overcooked. He'll be in the rough short of the basket.
James gets his moving right pretty fast out of his hand, and
I feel like he let that go a little bit later than he wanted. I'm not sure where that ended up.
yeah, there's a bunch of ferns up there on the right side. Hopefully he'll have an alley into the basket.
I feel like Bryan is the one that took the hyzer route last time, but it looks like he's lining up that straight and hyzer line this time.
It's looking pretty good. Oh yeah, that's 40, 50 short on the right. He'll have a go.
So this is where James ended up. He must have hit an early tree. Throws his approach shot, and that nestles pretty close to the basket. Great shot.
Terran finding a way to access that little patent pending.
A little tree love there.
Off the basket parked. Wow, that almost went in.
Oh yeah.
Bryan giving it a go. It's metal but can't quite connect.
And Chris is
This is a great shot. This is a great birdie putt to have. That one little twig in the way. You can tell it's in his head, trying to figure it out.
see if he can push through it here.
Literally. When I'm lining those up, I just try and miss high, and it looks like that's what he did.
James is in for his par.
Yep, good cleanup.
Looks like everybody else has just got a little tap in.
Yep, and this is a tough birdie. Not many in the field.
Yeah, these first two holes are some of the harder to score on. This next one is not. Hole 3, 265. Just a little overstable mid-range, hyzer or flex line through this gap, get around this last tree out in the clearing, and the basket is right there. This is definitely one that these guys want to pick up.
Chris still on the box, probably throwing some sort of stable mid on a nice hyzer line.
It's a little early.
A little early. You really want to get in between that tree gap right there. Let's see if Terran can hit it.
Totally.
Also cutting it a little close, but might have gotten lucky.
That found that inside gap, but man, that cooked way past the basket. James a little wide,
A little overconcentrated.
found a gap.
Yep, that was certainly not what he was lining up.
No, he turned away from that, not liking it, but he's gonna have a little 15-footer for his two. Bryan's also a little wide. And that's gonna leave him an obstructed putt around that last bush.
So I bet no one's happy with their drive.
No. James will take the result though.
Good flow.
Oh, great putt from Chris.
Let's go.
That was standard?
Wow.
Brian's up next, going to a knee to find a way through this. Lays out for it. Oh my goodness.
Fantastic. 2 great putts in a row.
Told you these guys wanted to get this one. You know, even after a bad drive, they had this one marked for a 2.
How the hell did that go in?
That's great golf.
A little less boring today.
Alright, Terran is going to be lining up one coming back, probably 40 feet long. And he makes good.
Amazing. And James tapping in. What a great star frame. This was one everyone expected to get, but after those drives, I did not think it was going to happen.
Absolutely. Alright, hole 4. The drone is flying from the short pad. The long pad is a little farther back and tucked into the right, but you want to get out into this open fairway, past that tree, and either right or left side can give you an approach to the green on this attackable par 4. Let's see how far down these guys can get on it.
Pretty much if you're in the short grass here, anywhere near the path, that's a great drive.
It's looking good. A little low, but should be right in the center.
Yep, short grass right on the path. Should have an unobstructed upshot. Ooh, Terran might have let go of this a little bit late. Let's see if we can get back out. Nope, he stays in the rough on the right side of the fairway. That can get tricky back there, but we'll see if he has a hole.
James going forehand. That's looking good. He'll be on the right edge, but well, that took a big skip in. He's going to have some stuff in his way.
And I didn't see Brian's finish. Oh, there it goes. Alright, so that came back out a bit. He's right on the path. It would have been terrible if he hit a tree off the fairway, but he should be able to make something happen from there.
Terran going overhand to get back out and crossed over onto the other side of the fairway. James from a knee. And he'll have some work left to do. Terran's up again.
Nice flex forehand.
He's still going to have a pretty good putt left for his par.
This is Brian's second shot. He's going with the forehand. Should skip up nicely.
Oh, it hits the tree right behind the basket and wedges in there.
Chris looks like a nice casual approach shot. Puts it under the basket.
How you want to play this hole. James making sure he's seeing it right. Takes the shades off. Oh, great go. Terran from the woods for his par.
Oh, hits lots of chains, but doesn't stick. That was a great go, yeah.
Brian's getting friendly with the tree.
That's Taloali.
Good 3, Fleet. It looks like Brian and Chris will take their birdies. James with the par and Terran with the unfortunate bogey. We will move on to hole 5. 525. Through this gap, the tree on the right with the orange ribbon around it is a Mando. You've got to stay left of that, get out into this clearing, stay left of the next marked tree, and then the pin is up here on the right on a protected little green at 525. This is a par 4 that these guys want to try and attack for eagle. They've all got the distance to get up there if they can get through that gap clean.
And the rope that you see off this tee shot is not playing as OB for this tournament. There are 2 Mandos, as Jesse said. Everyone's just trying to get them. I feel like that missed the first one.
Missed the first Mando.
It's very hard to miss that Mando and get clean.
Absolutely.
That was certainly not the...
Oh, Brian hits the first tree on the gap. I don't know if that made it past the Mando or not. We'll see if he's throwing from the drop zone.
Forehand seems like a good play here if you've got the power.
Oh, but a little wide.
All right, Terran, redeem the card. Let's do this.
Nice shot.
And he does. Very smooth through the gap.
That's down there. Oh no.
That's Terran.
Was that Terran's drive from the other side? All right. Poking their head out to look at what they've got left to do here.
If you hit one of those first trees, it's a blind shot and you have to make a Mando. This is not an easy spot to be.
James got up and down from virtually this spot in round 1 though, so
Thank you. Wow. Good shot. Wow.
that's looking pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. Great shot, James.
Mm-hmm.
Chris trying to match him. There.
So is Chris playing from the drop zone here?
Looks like it. Let's see if we can see some little flags and figuring out just how much distance this is, what he needs to throw. James is being his unofficial caddy.
Alright, caddy.
See if Chris listens, and yeah, it looks like he's gonna go. Yeah, he's from the drop zone there. You see the white flag just to his right.
Great shot. Yep.
Looking pretty good.
Yep.
Good job, caddy. Good shit.
Seems like James had the right advice for him.
Great shot from Chris.
Looks like Brian didn't miss the Mando, but is stuck in the thick stuff right behind hole 6's tee pad.
And still has to make that second Mando. That pine tree in the middle of the screen here, that's a Mando that you have to go left of. So he's really got to make sure to get over on this forehand.
Oh, looked like it almost hit the T sign for hole 6. Something that sent it to the ground right away. So this is Brian throwing his third.
So still a chance to save par here if this goes close.
Pretty good shot. Oh yeah.
All right, so he'll still have a putt for par.
And this is Terran for eagle.
Come on.
Eagle.
Gives it good height.
Oh. Gave it a look, stayed close for his birdie.
James for birdie.
James, pure style. Check out that shirt and sunglasses combination. Looking good out there. Terran with his drop-in birdie. And Brian and Chris should make their pars.
Good par save from Chris. From that drop zone, this is not an easy shot. We have a three-way tie at neg 11 right now. James with 2 strokes to make up, going into hole 6.
Hole 6, we are playing to the new pin position that was put in just a month or two before this tournament. The drone is going to take the forehand or turnover gap over here down the left side. There's also a hyzer route. Both of them get kind of tight up here at the end. Right before you reach the green, there are a bunch of trees ready to jump out and stop your throw.
Yeah, this is a tough shot. There is that left to right anhyzer line. I think most people take the hyzer, but you really have to just throw and hope you crash through.
That seemed a little short and left, but might have a putt. Terran's a little short and to the right.
Yeah, it's hard to crash up long enough to get at the basket here.
Chris is a little more direct path at it. That's going to come in and give him, well, big skip, but he'll still be right around the circle's edge.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian's coming in pretty well. Should be pretty close to Chris. Terran just chipping up.
James looks like he's lining up a run. This basket is in a little bit of a dip, so you can give it a good go without worrying about blowing past too much.
No, doesn't like it.
Leaves it low.
And this is a brand new pin position, so even though Chris is maybe 35, 40 feet away, there are some things that haven't been beaten down and cleared out entirely. Good go, though. Oh no.
That one just drops out. Strong side.
It's like everybody should be taking their par on this one.
Nice putt from Terran.
And we are moving on to hole 7. 350 feet. Not a whole lot in the way. You just don't want to come up short and left and hit these trees right here in the middle of the fairway. You just want to send one wide to the right around that. On hyzer, skip off that path and get up for a close look. James is up first.
Nice hyzer line.
Oh, skips right at the basket.
Yep, gives it a bit of an ace run. I think he stayed pretty close though. Ooh, Terran, that's a little bit wide,
Come
but
back in a hurry.
somehow
Oh,
got
yeah.
through everything. That used to be a lot thicker out there. That would have been a much scarier shot a couple years ago, but that got through nicely and will give him a putt. Chris sent a nice smooth shot.
Give him a good
Excellent.
putt.
Yep, certainly in the circle.
Brian's flattening out a little bit. I don't think that's going to get back left enough in time. No. We'll see what he's left with. Maybe 45, 50.
Yeah, it looks pretty open though. You should be able to give it a run.
Soft, Brian. You gotta get hard.
Here's James for his birdie. Looks like just outside the circle. Maybe in the circle because
Sails it a little bit.
you do see a little wind, but he thought that would drop. We're just getting all the replays on this one. And here's how... Oh, this was the same putt. Oh, I didn't realize his comebacker went that far.
Yep. Makes his par though. Chris gets his to stick. Terran with the great drive that traveled all the way around everything to the right. Oh no.
That hit the center of the pole. That's the worst. Nothing better you could do.
Terran's a strong putter, and that basket just couldn't handle it that time. Chris with the only birdie after a bunch of good-looking drives.
You gotta get first.
Yeah, and I think that he takes the lead with that.
Hole 8, 400 feet. This is another brand new pin position. You want to get all the way down here. Once you reach these trees at about 280 or so, it starts to get really tight and you just need to pick a gap and try and crash through to that green. Chris doesn't flip up as much as he was hoping. He'll be in the stuff over to the left.
James with a little wider route out to the right. This should skip up there quite nicely. Weird little root hit there.
He'll have some stuff in his way from about 40.
Oh yeah.
Terran taking it wide. If it misses that one big tree out there, no, it didn't.
At least he's in the middle of the fairway. Brian wanting it to miss this tree. Also in the middle of the fairway. Here's Terran trying to get up and down.
About 20 short. Yeah, this last 100 feet of this hole, there's still a bunch of stuff to weave through. Even these little layups aren't that simple, and Brian lets his leak left. He's probably edge of the circle or outside. Chris even gets caught up in the last little push on his line. James gives it a great go, but gonna leave himself some work coming back as well. There we go.
He has been on fire with these comebackers.
This is Brian for his 3. Terran's in for his par, and Chris is going to do the same here.
We're at 9, 10, 11, 12. Close race here.
Chris has got the right end of that straight. Hole 9, you got to make it through this little gap with the leaning tree, get something to flip up, maybe even a forehand, because the hole is kind of dead straight. Turn into the right a little bit, 279. Let's see what these guys do. Looks like Chris has got that buzz in his hand again.
It's a small gap. It looks kind of big on film, but when you're standing there, it's pretty small.
That's
this is
beautiful.
great. Yep, inside the circle. Excellent shot.
Terran's trying to decide what to throw. Realizes it isn't his turn. James,
Is James going forehand?
I think so. Oh,
It's a tough forehand shot. Even from that first tree, he'll probably have, what, like 220, 230 to go.
something like that. Terran's trying to make better on that line. That should be up around that retaining wall right behind the 10th tee pad.
No, it'll be on this hole. Use your fairways.
Brian's a little low, doesn't get moving right enough, but he'll have a putt.
So this is James from his first tree hit, trying to get up and down.
Looking pretty good.
Yeah, little putter shot.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic. You're definitely going to hit trees at Taloali. It's all about your recovery. And that was a great shot.
Terran is right behind this little log wall, trying to figure out how to get a stance behind it. Good thing he's tall.
You say you don't know what it was? I know you're gonna make it. I know you're gonna make it.
These guys are having fun. Seems like a real fun card to play on. And he gives it a good run.
Did you get the butt crack in there? Was it in there?
We got the football too.
That's that one crack right there.
Whoa, we got a football. Can I get a second on that?
God, they're tough.
This is Chris drives. This is his birdie putt.
Very nice. Chris goes to 13 down on the event. Getting a little separation from the rest of the card. And on the card behind him, DJ Harrington had a really good front nine, going 5 down on the front, bringing himself to 12 down. So 1 stroke behind Chris, 1 ahead of Terran and Bryan.
Should be an interesting back nine.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for joining us for the front nine of round 2 out at Columbia Cup, crushing at the camp, sponsored by Westside Discs. We will see you for the back nine.